So you want free money. Grants can help, but most people get rejected using these 5 key mistakes. Okay, so we're here with Bejanae Kareem, the grant guru. Bejanae, what's up? How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to be back on your
Yeah,
show.
you are a show hit. I mean, you have been really killing it with a lot of our episodes on our channel, and we wanted to bring you back again to talk about some of the key mistakes that many people are making when they're applying for grants, the free money out here that's available to us and to a number of people out here. So we're going to just jump right into it. What would you say is key mistake number 1 that most people make?
Yes. So as I've worked with several different organizations, nonprofits, businesses, educators, the top thing that I notice is that people are not what I call grant ready. So there's something that you have to do in order to be grant ready. First and primary thing is that you have to make sure that you have your documentation. So whether you are a business or a nonprofit, you have to have your paperwork together. That means, do you have your EIN number or your tax exempt number? You are going to need those things. If a funder is going to invest dollars in you and whatever your project is, they want to know that you're legitimate, right? So you got to be grant ready and have your business or nonprofit documentation together.
Awesome. That is a great tip to give to our viewers here today. Let's jump right into mistake number 2. What would you say is the second biggest mistake most people make when they're applying for grants?
The second biggest mistake that I noticed, and this goes back to my days of being a teacher, is not following the directions. Follow the directions. Sometimes the grant applications have very tiny font. You need to read all of it. Read all of it, read everything, so you are not just qualifying yourself or spending time on a grant that doesn't really meet your needs or may not be a good fit with the funder. So if anything, I would say is make sure that you read, and reread the directions and answer the questions as they have been asked.
Okay, that sounds good. Awesome. That's the secret sauce that we're getting to here now. And so, again, I want to remind everybody that Bejanae and I did a full video about where and how to find grants, her best tips and tricks to find grant funding. If you haven't watched that video, I encourage you to do so. The link is in the description down below. So, with that being said, mistake number 3. What is the third popular mistake that most people are making when they're applying for grants?
In my experience in having the opportunity to review grants, a third thing that I noticed is that people are unclear about what is the need. So here's a caveat right here. Here's a little nuance with this. It's easy for people to say, oh, I need computers, I need software, I need this, that, and the third. Those are your materials, right, that your budget may allow for. That's not the need that I'm necessarily talking about. We're talking about what is the need, either if you're a nonprofit of the community or the target audience that you're serving. Or if you're a business, what are your needs that's going to help your business grow, that's going to ultimately benefit the community or the economy in some way. So what grant funders want to know, again, if I'm giving you these free dollars to help do something great in the community or help grow your business or the economy, I need to be clear on what is the issue, which is the need, and then how do you plan to solve it with those grant funds, and how will that benefit the larger society? So that's a third thing that I notice often, is that grant applications aren't clear about what is the need or what is the issue that they are trying to solve with those grant dollars.
Hey, that's awesome. And I have some experience with those mistakes as well. So glad you highlighted those there. So moving forward, mistake number 4. What is the 4th biggest mistake that most people are making when they're applying for grants?
Yeah, mistake number 4 is often common, and I have been a victim to this, and this is underestimating the time commitment to write a grant. So especially if you're new to grant writing, you have to get your paperwork together, make sure you have that documentation, you're grant ready, kind of all these other pieces, and you don't want to wait till the last minute to apply for a grant. Sometimes like, oh, they just have a couple questions, I can get in there and knock this out. Not quite exactly, right?
Right.
So I think time management and underestimating the time that it'll take it really throws people off, and is a big mistake to make, because there's two pieces to it. One, you want to make sure you have enough time, but then the other thing is that if the grant is taking too much time, you might want to weigh the value of the amount of dollars that you would get from the grant and how much time it takes for you to write the grant, if that's a good use of your actual time or not. So I would say underestimating the time commitment, whether allowing enough time or it's taking too much time, if you should go after that opportunity or not.
Understood. That's good stuff. More good stuff. And to wrap things up today, what would you say is the greatest mistake that you're seeing when people are applying for grant funding?
The fifth mistake, I would say, is skipping the editing and review process. So after you've been working on your grant for some time, you become blind to some of those little typos and the mistakes. And I'm a victim. I typo all the time. I typo all the time.
Right.
So I make sure that I have a professional on deck, a professional proofreader. I'm a higher proofreader that's skilled in catching those grammatical errors, those typos, those punctuation marks, but also who has a trained eye that can help me strengthen my proposal. So not only just with the grammar, but if I'm answering a question, maybe I didn't answer strong enough, or maybe I didn't answer the question at all, I want my grant writing proofreader to be able to say, hey, you want to go back to this question, I think you can strengthen this a little bit more or add more here, so that you're setting yourself up for success to actually win this grant. So don't skip the editing and review process. Invest in somebody who is skilled, grant proofreader, to be able to help you and to win that grant.
That's awesome. Bejanae, we definitely appreciate you so much, and to everyone who took the time to listen today and watch today. What we've done and what we asked Bejanae, and I'll be working with her to do that, is that if you have any questions that you have directly, you can leave those questions down below and she will directly answer those. Also, in the description, you will find links to reach Bejanae directly. So if you want to reach out to her directly to see about the services she provides, as well as to get maybe some assistance in the grants proposals that you're preparing, you can contact her directly that way as well. Now, we are going to do something a little different with this video. We're going to do a bonus, different grants that you could look at applying for and possibly get funding today. Do you think we could do that for our audience, Bejanae?
Yeah, I think that would be a great way to set them up for success. Yeah, and get tap into this free money in 2025. Let's do it.
Bejanae, our audience wants to know, what are your 3 grants that you would recommend for them to look at applying for today?
Yeah, so I've been digging in the database, in the archives, to get a sense of what's going on out there, especially with the economy these days. And so the first one that came up was the Freed Fellowship. It's a grant for entrepreneurs, and they give out $500 monthly. So the great thing is, even if you apply the first 1 month and say you don't get it for some reason, you can apply for the next month. So you have multiple chances, right, to put your business in the hat to get $500 to help boost your business. So Freed Fellowship is one that stands out.
Okay.
Another one, taking it up a notch.
Okay.
It's called the Creative Business Boost Initiative. And it's funded by Hello Alice and Global Entrepreneur Network. And so they are looking for 100 creatives who will be eligible to receive $5,000 in grants, as well as coaching to help support your business be successful. So that's one. It's due in May. Great opportunity to get some coaching, some mentorship, and get a little capital, get a couple dollars to help your business.
That's right. We like capital, right? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. And third, what you got?
And last but not least, this is for my nonprofit folks out there, all my educators, community leaders, the Verizon Foundation grant. They also give out grants every year centered in education. I think it can be a business or an education entity or organization. And they have one that's coming out in October that is up to about $100K.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, the best. I had to say the best for last. I had to say the best
Yeah,
for
yeah.
last.
And if any of you guys apply for it and win it, definitely let us know so we can celebrate your win as well
Right.
on that. Yeah. And so also, we have compiled a list of 50 current granting opportunities for our particular watchers and listeners if you tuned in this far. And so we want to share that list with you for you to use in your efforts. That a link also will be in the video as well in the description below. So use that list, go get your free money, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel.